everybody. Welcome into not the Summer Tree Sports Podcast, but Third String Opinions. I am one of your lovely hosts, Hayden Linfoot, and I have with me the illustrious Braden Wood.
Hello, Hayden. Why did you did you almost call it Summer Tree? Is that why you had to say it?
It's the first thing that popped into my head. So I had to make sure I
had to get it out.
Yeah.
I feel that. The amount of times that I think the very first week that we were doing this, I tried to say Summer Tree Sports Podcast like 17 times.
Not Summer Tree.
But not Summer Tree. Third String Opinions. How's it going, buddy?
It's so bad, man.
Why?
Nah, I'm just messing with you.
Oh,
quite frankly, I'm riding very high right now.
Okay.
Very high, and I'll likely be riding this high for at least another week or two.
Okay.
And I think you know why.
You can, if you were watching the video, you could probably see my face turning right now. Man.
Oh, he doesn't know.
I have no idea. I have
probably
zero idea.
He put it out of his mind. He's so embarrassed. He's so embarrassed because he lost. That's why.
I lost.
And I won. And you lost.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. It took me a good while. It took me a good while to think about that. Yeah. Me and Hayden got invited to a birthday party, and we kind of played, I guess, if anybody's ever heard of, oh shoot, now I'm losing everything.
The Traders.
Traders show. Yeah. I guess on Peacock. We went to a birthday party and basically had a trader's birthday party. It was one of our good buddy's wife's 30th birthday, and so they wanted to do. And Hayden killed me in the first 2 rounds. Killed my wife in the first round. So
I didn't kill your wife. I was part of it.
You guys voted her off. Technically, you didn't kill her. You voted her off. You killed me.
Yeah.
But then we sat at the party for 2.5 hours waiting for the game to finish.
Well, I was having a great time. I was just having a great time.
It was still a good time. It was still a really good time.
There was 14 of us or something like that. 3 of us were traders.
Close to it, yeah.
And
made
it to the final. We didn't lose a single trader. Not a single one.
No, nobody got one time.
Yep. And there were 4 mini games. I won 2 of them, and so there's no chances.
Hayden dominated. I caught on to Hayden, and then this one girl that nobody really knew that well because she was just like a friend of another friend. I called on to her, and I was the only one that voted for her as one of the traders. And the next round, I got killed. And then as I got killed, we all had to stand. The people that were killed off which there were 3 of us. It was Carter, poor Carter. Carter
that was
is
really mean
one of our Carter is one of our really good friends' new fiance. So he's kind of new to the group. This guy knows nobody but a couple of us that he's met a couple times, and he's a great dude. I like him a lot. And
if you happen to see this, Carter, it wasn't personal.
Hayden killed him off in the very literally we were playing for 5 minutes, and the guy that everybody knew the least was gone in 5 minutes.
It was very. My wife. I wasn't thinking about it that way.
Yeah, I don't think you guys did.
I was thinking about it. We played a mini game where the birthday girl, she was safe, and so we had to take a quiz, a test, based off of how well we know her. Yeah. And I got 1 point. He got 0. And so everyone was like, "Ooh, you guys, you're gonna get voted off." And so that's why I was like, "I'm gonna do that because it's funny." And I wasn't thinking that he was new and he's just gonna be sitting there. And if I could go back, I would change that just because I just wasn't thinking.
It was still a good time though. I got voted off 3rd, and then the first time that I was in the kitchen. So if you were voted off or killed, which it was me, Carter, my wife, and then myself, um, we all had to like stand in the kitchen while the next person got voted off. Well, then they all came back into the room to like play the next mini game, and Hayden walks past me, and I was like, I know it's you, and I like gave him an evil little wink, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, nah, dude, I know it's you. You're too. Me and Sarah from which is my wife, if you don't know.
My
Um,
life.
we is my wife. We have decided that you are automatically going to be suspect number one in any game we play like that ever again because you are just so good at every freaking game we play. So yeah,
I
you're a
just
target. You
my
got a target on your back
strategy
now.
my strategy was just try to be as much of like myself as
You
possible
did, and yeah,
and
you didn't
never
change
lie.
at all. Yeah, you didn't change at all. Like you could tell some people like got into like a mode. I didn't change at all because like I came into it as like I'm not gonna try too hard. I'm just gonna play. I'm just gonna see where it goes. I didn't last very long. So nothing that I could do about it. Um, but yeah, you didn't change at all. You played it really well. But so that, yeah, that was funny. I have no idea what you're talking about for a second.
And at the very end, you know how it works is like there's going to be 5 people left, and then you have to vote whether or not to end the game. And if you think there's traitors left, you don't want to end the game because if there's any traitors, you win. But at the end, it was my 2 traitor friends and
Yeah.
two faithful. And so I just like outright said it. I was like, "Well, ladies, let's just vote those 2, and we'll win the game." and
Yeah, there was nothing anybody could do at that
yeah,
point anymore.
that was
And
pretty fun.
Zach was so upset 'cause he was like, I just hate losing like that because I can't even do anything about it. So
It's like, yeah,
yeah,
dude, you're cooked.
it
You're
was a good
cooked.
time. It was such a good time.
Sports. That's why we're here.
Sports
That's
ball.
why we're here on this earth. God put us on this earth for sports.
I think he
Um,
actually did put me here for that.
oh, that's really sweet. That's really
That's
sweet.
all I keep thinking about my hobbies and I'm like, it's pretty much like sports. So
Do
whatever.
you play
There could be worse
sports? Do you
things.
play any sports? No.
Currently,
Yeah.
now, I mean, very casually. I mean, like I try to stay as fit as I can. Like, I mean, I lift a lot, and then I run still, which I guess is not really a sport. It's more like a fitness thing. But I do coach. Uh, I do coach cross country, so I have to kind of keep up with that. And then occasionally, like I'll go shoot some hoops, and I'm not good. I'm not really good at it. And then occasionally I'll like play some pickleball, things like that. But no, I think all the organized sports. I did play like obviously I played baseball growing up. That was my main thing. I played that all the way through high school, and then I played in like a softball league in college. But that was probably the last
Yeah.
thing that I did. Yeah.
Yep. I play D and
Yeah.
D,
When you're
so
you played what?
I play D&D, so
Oh, D&D. Yes. Yes, you
yeah.
do.
We had a
That could be a
crazy
sport.
session last night. Crazy
Yeah.
session. We're almost
Yeah.
done. This Saturday, we're gonna finish the campaign, and so
Okay.
I'm the DM. In
Nice.
case
I've
anyone
done.
wants to know,
I
I
played.
did some heinously evil things last session. Heinously evil. Like I don't know if I can
I
say them on
played.
YouTube.
I played one time. Hayden got me and another buddy of ours and his wife and my wife to play, and we actually had a pretty good time. It was my first time playing, and
It's
it
a
was a good
lot of
time
fun, and
for
if
sure.
you play with people that you know, it's like you're just playing pretend, and then you roll some
Yeah.
dice just to kind of see what happens.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what it's all about, telling a story together. And
Yeah.
so anyone could do it, like whether you're like super into it or if you're like just
Yeah.
casual, you know.
It's funny because I think like when you get older, you just care like less about like the I would never do that. And like you were like, hey, let's do it. And I was like, let's go. And
Yeah,
we all had to like we were on the drive home, and Sarah was like, that was a lot of fun. Like I still have my little thing over there on the that you
little figure.
printed, the little
I got
my
a
little
3D
character.
printer, so I made everyone little characters.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. So I got some stuff here. If
Okay.
the first thing I got, you said last week that maybe I could give an update on the rant,
Yeah.
which is the whole Vrabel Rossini situation. At this point, I think we're past it. I think we
Yeah.
have moved on as a country, as a nation.
Well,
We've
I
moved
think the only
on.
reason I said that was because I feel like I just kept seeing like things kind of like push out a couple times last week.
Yeah, it's been
Probably the
about.
day that we recorded, but now I think I haven't seen anything probably since the last week.
I think it's been over 10 days, which means after that, it's like the whole world is like, well, we're done with it.
Yeah.
Just to update,
We're on.
like what I said since, like just a couple more pictures kind of came out, and some like
Yeah.
they were maybe doing some hanky panky on a boat. I can't remember if I had talked about that. Um, I mean, they definitely did it on
How
Mother's Day.
how deep do you think it's
Hey,
gone
hey,
deep
yo,
enough for him
hey,
to
yo,
hold on,
whoa,
hold
whoa,
on, whoa,
whoa!
pause.
I haven't, I still
How
haven't installed the
how
horny button
far
yet. Okay, we're not there yet.
how how far is it going to have to go for him to get fired, or has it gone that far?
It definitely has
Like,
not. I think that he would have to lose some games, and then people would have to keep harping on it, like
do you
enough.
think, because I don't, and I have no idea, this could be completely like just Twitter nonsense or X nonsense, whatever you want to call it now. Um, I saw where Rossini's husband like ordered DNA tests for his
I don't, I
sons.
don't, I don't know if
Is
that's
that
true.
a real thing?
I don't think
Okay.
that's true.
That might have just been some random headline that
The
I saw,
the
but
real
hypothetically, if that happens, and at least one, like the youngest one, like Mike, didn't even name him Mike, didn't she name him
Michael,
Mike or
yeah,
Michael?
Michael.
Um, if that happens, does he get like if it's like positive Vrabel's baby, does he get fired?
I don't think
Does
so.
does does
No,
Robert Kraft care enough?
no. I was seeing. Yeah, I don't think he cares.
Yeah,
Technically, the NFL isn't a morality police.
yeah.
They don't really. I mean, I think about how many of these players are baby daddies. I think about
Yeah,
how many
but
baby mamas.
it's funny how they pick and choose though, because I mean, not to get like super political, but then when like when 2020 was happening and they've taken stances, and I don't know, like, and then they put phrases on their helmets in the back of the end zones,
Hmm.
and it's kind of
Yeah,
funny because then they want to be like morality police with that kind of stuff. But then like you're one of your players beats somebody to death, and then they're like, ah, suspension for just a little bit.
I do wonder
So
if a player had like outright said you know like FBLM or uh something that goes like I'm pro racism or something like that,
right,
like that goes
something
against
that goes
the
against like
thing.
yeah,
Um, I
it would
wonder
be
if I think
I
they
feel
would.
like the
I think
PA.
they
I feel like
would
the
get rid of
PA is
him.
too strong.
I think that they
Yeah,
would. I think the team would cut him, which they're allowed to do, and I
the
think the
team would definitely
NFL
cut him. Yeah,
would probably fine him for like
yeah.
content detrimental to the league or something like that. Even if it was like not in
It would
a
kind of
football
be like what
setting.
happened. It would kind of be like what kind of happened to Kaepernick. Like when he started the kneeling. I feel like the kneeling kind of slowly like pushed him out. But I feel like if he would have done it, because what year was that? Like 20,
Was that like
is that like
15,
2016,
16?
15,
Is
something
it
like
10
that?
years ago? Good
Um,
grief. It doesn't feel like
I
that.
feel like if he did that post 2020, I feel like he would still be in the league. Like if he wasn't as old as he is now. Like let's say that he
Right.
was the age that he was in 2015 and 2020 or 2021, and he did that, he wouldn't be pushed out of the league for it. I think it's just a different landscape
Yeah.
now, like politically.
Yeah.
What the NFL like catered to pre-COVID, and then like what they kind of cater to post-COVID is I feel like two completely different things.
Hmm. I think so.
Yeah.
And all that stuff is like changing all the time. All the time it's
Yeah.
changing. Um,
Yeah.
I I think like what happened with Puka Nakua kind of
Yeah.
he also he said like on a podcast he said like oh it's the Jews or something along
Yeah.
those lines, and he
Right.
got backlash for it, but I don't think he got any like official NFL sanctioned backlash where I know that he said he like went to therapy or something like that. Um,
Oh
but
wow. We have some
I
breaking news.
oh I need a breaking news
Matthews.
button. This one.
Oh.
Oh, that
Oh.
one doesn't work.
Oh. All
Breaking
right.
news music.
Breaking news. The reigning NFL MVP Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams have reached an agreement Thursday on a 1-year, $55 million extension, sources told Adam Schefter today.
Oh,
So, yeah, he's got paid.
so okay, so he got an extension, which I know he was under
A one
contract for
year.
this year. So that means he got extended for next year
Got extended for, I guess, looks like for next year for $55 million.
per like for 1 year.
Brother, I think for 1 year.
Hot damn, hot damn.
Yeah.
There. So
Yeah.
that's really interesting that they would draft Ty
Unless.
Simpson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of going all in on like a really good player.
Well, I mean, it seems like, wait, you're saying that, okay, so you're saying that it's kind of crazy that you would think that they would go after a good player instead of getting like a rookie quarterback that's like nobody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like
I
I don't
mean, I
mind
think
them if they think that Stafford is not going to be there after next year or after this year,
yeah.
then going after a young guy is okay, even if he is more of a question mark than other first round picks. But to
Yeah.
extend Stafford, it's like they're double dipping into their quarterback plan, which I guess is not a bad
Yeah.
idea. In case you
No,
know,
I think the one like I guess negative with Ty Simpson was that he only started like 15 games in college.
hmm
Um, Other than that, which that's been a common, I think, knock on some people. Like look at Anthony Richardson when the Colts drafted him. I think he literally had 12 starts. Like he had that 1 year at Florida,
yeah,
and it wasn't a great year either. Um, and so I think people are like see cases like that where like you have an Anthony Richardson. I think though Ty Simpson is if you just watch his Alabama tape in college, he's way more polished than Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson reminds me of almost like Cam Ward if Cam Ward only played like only started for 1 year at Miami. You know what I mean? It was
yeah,
like didn't have the incarnate word, didn't have the Washington State, like didn't have any of that. Let's say like he was just so raw. I think Ty Simpson, he's accurate. He is a pro style quarterback. I think he's a little bit more NFL ready, even just with the 15 starts. I think I would be comfortable enough with the if I was the Rams to let him. I think sit behind Stafford for this year and next year.
yeah.
I guess
But
yeah, I guess that's two
but
years, and
if
then
you're but the reason why you keep Stafford is because he's an MVP who's more likely to get you to a Super Bowl, and
yeah,
so a backup
right,
quarterback that you want to develop is not going to get you
you're right.
towards a Super Bowl in the next 2 years. So wouldn't you rather have a more blue chip player to help you on whatever you need most, offense, defense,
Pa-
to get
Pass.
you to a Super Bowl?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I still. I mean, that was the question when they drafted Ty Simpson, right? I mean, that was people. It wasn't like the most shocking move of the draft, but I definitely feel like people kind of looked around the room and was like,
Yeah,
is that smart? But I feel like I've heard this case before. I mean, the Rams have been making the moves that they've been making, it's kind of selling out their roster. Kind of, uh, I feel like it's not the first time that they've made a pick like this in a way that doesn't necessarily make sense for them now, and they've still been able to put a team on the field that's dang competitive. So I mean,
well,
I'm not gonna knock them for it, I guess.
for years they were the F them picks. They would trade first round picks for like proven good players
Yeah.
like Jalen Ramsey
Right.
and
Yeah.
I think that's a good strategy, and it won them a Super Bowl, and it's built
Yeah.
this current roster that I I think that they're a play or two away from going to the Super Bowl if they were able to beat Seattle last year. I
Yeah.
think that there's
Yeah.
a good chance that they win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I
I
just
think they think that they're still in that window for now, and I think what you just said kind of is maybe a little bit of writing on the wall for them. As far as like F them picks, you're not building like a good foundation, but you're building, I guess, uh, I guess a good ceiling in a way. It's like, but that ceiling is eventually going to get old and is going to be need to be replaced by a foundation. Maybe they think that this ceiling is still a 2 year window with Stafford, and then it's kind of like, okay, we know that these guys that we've got instead of picks that we've picked up in free agency, these guys are all going to kind of go out as a crop, and then we're going to have to kind of almost build this thing up again.
well, I
Which I
tell
mean
you,
could be
it'll
understandable.
be dangerous for them if these next 2 years with Stafford, uh, it doesn't go anywhere, and then Ty Simpson's a bust. If that happens,
Yeah, yeah, you're
especially if
really
they were close these next 2 years. If they're
yeah,
close these next 2 years and nothing happens,
yeah,
it's gonna be a
yeah.
bummer.
You're really hedging your future on what feels like Ty Simpson. um,
Right.
but like I said, I mean, it wasn't the worst pick ever. You could have done, I think, worse at quarterback. Yeah, it is interesting. But I do have confidence in Ty Simpson. I still think he should have came back. I don't think he's in the worst situation though. I mean, go
I
sit
think
behind Matthew Stafford
I think
and
it's a
learn
good
from him for two
situation
years.
for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, if I were him, that's about where what I'd want to go. You
right,
know.
right. I mean, you could be, drafted to. I mean, heck, who is it right now that you could you could have been a 17th quarterback and eighth quarterback on the Browns. You could have been,
Yeah,
you know, you could have been thrusted in to an NFL start with 15 games under your belt.
yeah.
But I think he's in a good spot.
Um, let's see. So the big news of the week, especially for us here in Tennessee, is that in 2030, the Tennessee Titans, or not Tennessee Titans, but
Man,
Nashville, will be hosting
uh,
in their brand new stadium the Super Bowl.
man, that is insane to think about. That
Yeah,
is very insane to think about.
yeah. And it was like
First,
overwhelmingly, it was like 32 to like it was unanimous the vote
yeah, yeah.
to bring it here. So people are excited.
I, I think Nashville really like showed out and showed what they could do definitely during the 2019 draft. That's definitely
Hmm.
what propelled I think the decision, obviously the stadium. But I think them just seeing how Nashville handled the draft, uh, it's going to be interesting now to see if Nashville knocks it out of the park enough to be on the permanent rotation.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I was thinking about this because as a Titans fan, you love to picture your team in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Um,
man,
and I was
that'd be
like, but
amazing.
still, 2030 is a long way off. Like if Cam works out, he'll be on his second contract, or at least he'll have the extension and pen done.
Right. Yeah.
But I also like wanted to remember that this this isn't the 2030 season; it's the 2029 season, and the Super Bowl is in
Yeah.
2030. So it's more instead of 5 years or 4 years away, it's 3 years away.
Three
And
years,
then
which
yeah,
is very soon. Which is
yeah,
very soon.
which is soon,
Uh,
which is exciting because we're rebuilding, and it's a pipe dream, obviously, that
yeah.
your team would have a home field advantage. Um,
Yeah.
but man,
During the Super Bowl, crazier things could happen.
it's been done
I don't know.
before. It's
That
been
would
done
be pretty
before.
crazy. That
If
would
it
be crazy.
happened,
I think about. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that you know, if we did, if the Titans went to the Super Bowl in the year that we hosted
Mhm.
it, I don't know what I'd want to do. I don't know if I would want to watch it like just with like friends and family, or if I'd want to go downtown and like be part of the Nashville experience, because we're about 45
Yeah.
minutes from Nashville, so we can get there easily.
Yeah.
Like there's so much because it's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. It's already
Insane.
crazy. It's going to be insane.
That was that was going to be one of my questions. Was like, what are you going to do? Like, do you think you're going to want to go and try to hang out down there and to kind of experience all that, or are you going to kind of stay away and let it be what it's going to be?
It's a once in a lifetime kind of thing. Maybe you would get in a little rotation, but it's it's a once in a lifetime just to be there. And
Yeah.
we don't have to worry about hotel. The thing that we would have to worry about is like finding parking, which
Yeah.
would cost as much as a hotel. But um,
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
getting there, that's all we have to worry about. And
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't if we're not hosting, like if the Titans aren't playing, I don't think I'd want to watch it there, like at a bar or something.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like that day, maybe go just. There's got to be stuff just happening,
Just
you
go down
know?
there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah.
they're developing that whole
And
side of the river.
which is wild to me that was going to be one of my other things to kind of talk about here is where or how in the world are they going to get all this done in 3 years? Because they have to not only knock down the Titan Stadium in after this year, then they've got to start building all the parking garages because the NFL you have to have like I guess a certain percentage of parking spaces, which now I know that the what is that company called the just basically the salvage company that's a kind of a real eyesore as you go
It's
down
like one eight
40 I
hundred.
40.
No,
Um,
it's like
it's like
metal
L&M,
scraps.
like something
Yeah, something
metals.
like that. Yeah,
Um, that's
they're gonna
supposed
have
to go.
Oh,
That's
okay.
supposed to go before the Super Bowl. Like the
Yeah.
city finally, they apparently they had been in a legal battle with them for years,
Mm-hmm.
just trying to get that moved somewhere else to kind of get it out of the just because I mean it is like if you've ever been to Nashville, anybody you can see it. I mean you're like you see the skyline, it looks so pretty, and then you hit this one bend in I-40, and it's just like trash. It's just
Junk,
like metal
trash.
junk trash. It just looks like a junkyard in the middle of the city.
Yeah.
It's an eyesore. I hate it every time I drive past it. But now they're moving that out. So basically, I've heard that that's going to be a parking garage, pretty much, for the stadium, which is going to be greatly needed. Um, and then, yeah, like you said, they're going to be building on to the riverfront, which is going to be awesome because I don't think we've utilized that riverfront. Nashville has
Mm-mm.
as much as it could be. Um, and so that's going to be awesome. But I'm logistically like, there's no way they're getting this done in 3 years. But they got to get, you know, less than that because the Super Bowl is 3 years.
Yeah. I um I am so looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
I am worried because before my parents canceled their season tickets, they were considering getting season tickets with the new stadium, just going from
Yeah.
4 to 2.
Yeah.
Um, but the one of their biggest concerns was the parking because when like
Hmm.
Burke Nile, the Titans president, I think he's still the president, right? He went
Yes, I
on the
believe so.
radio. Yeah, he went on the radio and was like, people were asking about the parking, and he's like, "Well, we've got some interesting ideas for parking," and it's basically like we don't have very much parking.
Yeah.
We shuttle people. We're thinking about public transport, and I'm like, I'm sure all of the F cars liberals on Reddit are like, yeah, man, we public transit. They go crazy about public transport. I don't even know. Anyways,
Yeah.
they're probably like, heck yeah, we're going crazy. For me, I'm like, I like my personal vehicle, and especially for my dad,
Yeah.
who's in a wheelchair,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah.
and has been in a wheelchair. Uh, Public transportation's hell. It's hell.
Yeah. It's not
In
good.
order to make it viable, and that might have been a big reason why they're just like, we're just not going to deal with it, was
Yeah.
because you wouldn't be able to find parking easily,
Yeah.
consistently.
Yeah. I do think it's going to be, I think this year, I don't know how, I don't even want to go. Like in a way, I want to go to like one just to kind of see the stadium for the last time. But then I'm just thinking about the logistics of basically the stadium being built now, and I think the parking's gonna be heck for the gonna be absolute hell for the first year or two.
Hmm.
But I do think because the old Titan Stadium is now just going to turn into a parking lot. I know that they're planning on using that entire metals salvage place as a parking lot.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll get it ironed out. It doesn't seem like just because, truthfully, other than the times that I have been with you, uh, which is a way different experience because you guys did have those passes right up close to
Yeah.
the
You
stadium,
just
pretty much.
get out. You just spit
Um,
on the stadium.
I just don't know the footprint of Nissan Stadium like I necessarily do like Neyland Stadium, to be honest with you. And so I don't really. It seems like parking has always been kind of bad around Nissan Stadium. Um, I might be completely wrong. I don't really know. I just have never really seen. It just doesn't seem like there is a lot of parking already.
When before
And
my dad's accident, we would park across the river and walk.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean that's why the pedestrian bridge is there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it works.
So that was a very local take of the stadium coming
Yeah,
in.
it was. Um, it was. But
If
yeah,
you're
no,
not
I'm
if you're
super
not from
excited.
Nashville, you're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's just. I mean, it
Yeah.
is things. Even if you are traveling here for it, you've got
Hmm.
to think about those things. I mean, because think about it. You've got which I know that uh, I heard today that Nashville is going to have around. I think they said eight for the game. They're going to have around like 90 something thousand hotel rooms available for, I think, that weekend. The stadium holds 60. Apparently, there's a guideline for the NFL that you have to have 70,000 seats to host a Super Bowl.
Hmm.
The stadium has capability to for them to add 70,000 seats in, I guess, in a pinch, like that for that specific thing. I don't know if they're temporary seats. I don't know if they're like something that's just like a plan B. But they have to have, I think, like a basically almost like they've got to have over the amount that the stadium seats. Um, but you've got to think about that. You've got to think hotels. You've got to think. Nah, if you don't live in Nashville, uh, transportation wise, and I'm not talking about public transportation, I'm talking about the roadways, the infrastructure is the word I was trying to find, is not
Good.
built for us to be a big city. It's not.
No.
The infrastructure is still built like we're like this charming 1995 country upcoming city. We're
Hmm.
not the upcoming city anymore. It is
No.
terrible. So you got to think about that, and then the third thing I think about, so like what you got to find Airbnbs, Verbos, whatever it is. The other thing, Ubers, Waymos, Lyfts are going to be outrageously expensive. I
Yeah.
mean, outrageously expensive. So even yes, it was a very Nashville take, but I think when you're traveling for any sort of, I mean, it is. It's literally the biggest event I think in the U.S. For the year, unless you've got like we're hosting the Olympics in 2028. That's probably
Yeah.
the only thing that's going to be bigger than a Super Bowl.
You got
I
World
mean, the
Cup
Super
too.
Bowl is yeah, and the World Cup.
Hmm.
But the Super Bowl is going to be the biggest thing the United States has in the calendar year,
Yeah.
as far as a singular event, and you've just got to think about these things.
Yep.
Yeah, even living here, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, oh man, like, do I want to go down there? I'm sure we will. I'm sure we're gonna go. I'm sure me, you, Elijah will find a way. I'm sure Sarah wants to find a way.
Hmm.
But it's gonna be interesting for sure. But it's exciting, and I think it's gonna finally take us from being that small market team that we're kind of labeled as now into at least like a mid-tier, mid-market NFL team.
That'd be
Um,
nice.
I just think when you get something like this, I think people are more exposed. I mean, Nashville is an exposed city, but I think to NFL terms and sports terms in general, I think when you get the Super Bowl, you have a jump. You have a jump up in just how you're portrayed throughout the NFL. And I think it could even bring on other opportunities. I think you could see the MLB start to ramp up with more talks of like, oh wow, Nashville's getting a Super Bowl. I've heard that the PGA is thinking about hosting a tournament in Nashville. Um, the next thing that we're missing is baseball, and so I think as these things continue to like pile up and happen in Nashville, I think you're just going to kind of see the sports market hopefully trend in the right direction. At least my hope. Just because selfishly, I'm a big baseball fan. I would love to have him here.
Um, let's see. So this week OTA started. Um,
Okay.
Not much crazy. I mean, they're just running around. But you get
Yeah.
kind of your first look for players. I will say, I think just kind of looking at some of the footage, Carnell Tate looking pretty
Hmm.
good.
He looks good. He
Looking
looks good.
pretty
Him and I've noticed
good.
him and Wandell both um, have seemed like reliable receivers, and I hesitate saying that. Not necessarily with Carnell Tate. Anytime we get a free agent wide receiver, um, I hesitate because we've
Sure.
just been scarred. We've been. I feel like the Titans have been the team. Like if you want to end your career and kind of, or at least have a lull in your career, come to the Titans. That's what it feels
Uh,
like.
some notes that I found from Paul Kaharski. Uh, Cam Ward has probably lost about 10 pounds. He's
Yes,
looking
I saw
visibly
that.
slimmer. Um, Will Levis is still on this team, and his shoulder looks good. He sat out all of last year because of a
Hmm.
shoulder surgery he had. Hendon Hooker is on this team currently.
Yep.
So
He probably won't be,
we have probably not. We have
but
Cam Ward,
because
Mitch
Mitch
Trubisky, the
Trubisky
titty
as well.
kisser, who
Hmm.
wasn't there today, and then Will Levis, the Mayo Man himself, and then Hendon Hooker.
So it brings up an
Um,
interesting like fight for I think the true backup. I think if you would ask anybody, I think you would automatically say Mitch Trubisky because you kind of paid him to do that.
mhm.
Do you see a world where Levis comes back with the shoulder and sticks
he's
around the
he's
Titans?
gotta be he's gotta be the second round pick that we drafted him, and that's
Okay.
all. He's just
Yeah.
gotta
Yeah.
outperform him. I don't really, and even then, it's like if he does outperform him, we just trade him.
Yeah.
Um, it'd be very difficult for me to think Will Levis is on the roster at the beginning of the season,
Yeah.
and I don't think he can really go to practice squad. I think someone else will just pick him up. So,
Right. Yeah.
um, yeah, I think that's kind of it for OTAs. I don't really, it's whatever. Uh,
Yeah. It's
uh,
the start. We're still in that lull. When we texted earlier, I was like, it has been stale this
yeah.
week, just like sports in general. You see clips like I saw not Rodney Garner. Jesus, um, I was thinking about the old Tennessee defensive lineman. Um, help me out. I just saw him.
I was gonna say we got
Shoot,
rid of seed oils, so
huh?
the Titans got rid of seed oils. There's no seed oils in their facility.
Oh,
That's all I got.
I was
That's
like,
all I
what? No,
got.
who is the
That's how
defensive?
dead
Who's
the
the defensive
season
line
is.
coach? Who's
The
the defensive
defensive
line coach?
for the
Something.
Titans.
Yeah, but goodness gracious, on the tip of my tongue. I saw him doing a drill earlier with the defensive lineman, and I don't remember. Anyways, I don't want to keep bumbling about it because now I don't know his name, and now it
Too
sounds
late. Too
stupid.
late. Here we are. We're bumbling.
Oh no,
We're
we're
bumbling.
bumbling. Let me see
Bumbling
if I can
through it.
scroll through.
Come on.
Oh, I see. Oh man,
Who
we're just
knows
gonna have to move on.
position coaches? I certainly don't.
I don't. Um, man, who was it? Anyway, yeah, I saw a drill earlier. The defensive line looked good. They were getting off the ball quick.
I mean,
That's
they
about
should.
OTAs right now.
Our defensive line should be good.
Yeah, yeah. I think one I heard. I was trying to remember who it was on the radio the other day. Was giving like their predictions for the Titans. I guess I don't know who this was. I would have to go back and listen. But they were basically giving like predictions. They do this for every team in the league. And they were predicting that Cornell Tate was, well, like over 1,000 yard receiver. And this wasn't like a Homer Titan. This was like literally an NFL analyst at 104.5 has come on quite a bit. Um, they predicted Cam to have like 10 interceptions, which I was like, oof.
Ten's
But it
not
was
very
like,
many. That's pretty good.
I mean, yeah.
I would take 10
But I don't.
interceptions. That's not a lot. I mean, it's not a small
Well,
amount, but it's not a lot.
well, yes, I go because I wonder how you would think that those touchdown numbers are a lot higher this year just because with Wandell with
So what did he say?
Cornell
What did he
Tate.
say for touchdowns?
I think it was like oh shoot. I mean, it was a good split. I mean, when he was, I think it was like I could be completely lying. I feel like I remember him saying like 34-10, which is a great split.
That's
I love that
crazy.
split.
That's so
That's crazy.
good.
That's
I would
crazy.
take that.
Yes, I know. It
For
was like
context,
third.
last year he was 15-7.
Yeah, it was like 3,800 yards, 34-10, something like that. He had Carnell Tate over 1,000, Wandell like 850 something, um, and then like I think maybe Ridley like seven something. But then where it kind of got me because then I remember Slay being like 3,800 yards. That's I don't like that number. That's kind of low for everything else you've said. He only had Alec Iomanner and Shimray DK like a combined like 30 something yards.
Mm-hmm.
And
30
so then
something.
that's when Slay was like, "No, you got to bump those up." He was like, "Alec's gonna have 3 catches and 34 yards in a game. Like, um,
Yeah.
you got to bump those up." So then you think you spread those out a little bit more between like Chimray
Was
and
it Greg
Alec
Cosell?
Manor. No, it wasn't Cosell.
Someone else.
It was not a Cosell. I don't remember his name. Again, I would have to go back and like actually listen to it to get the guy's name again. It was an interesting segment just because like they kind of broke down like statistics and just kind of like where they thought everybody was going to be. It was an interesting conversation, but I mean, again, that's just all speculation. Everybody, I could go out and say, you know, Cam Ward's going to be MVP and
Which is
you
true.
know and Simmons is going to have 17 sacks, but you
Also
know
true. At
anybody could
least.
say anything. But you know that's just
If
kind of where we
you
are with
if
OTAs
you
right now.
said Hayden, I give you Cam Ward having 3,800 yards, 34 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. Would you? I'd say absolutely. Give it to me.
Yeah, I would take it. I would
Year
100% take it.
two, and then
We've struggled.
having
We
two
struggled.
700 plus yards receivers and then one 1,000 yard receiver. Easy,
Yeah,
easy
I
deal.
could just give you. I can just give you those numbers in a college setting.
Ah,
Um, Joey Aguilar, I don't know his exact passing numbers, but I know Tennessee had 3 receivers above 700 yards, and Tennessee was one of the top 10 offenses in the college football last year. They averaged
Did
almost
Joe
39 points.
Aguilar sign with the team?
Um, yes, I think you're gonna hate it. I think he signed. No, 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 no. No, that was our boy Diego that signed with the Jags, right?
No, Diego went to the Ravens.
No, okay, then it was. It was Joey. Joey
Yeah,
signed with the
I just pulled
Jags.
it up. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
Jags.
yeah,
Well, he's dead to
yeah. For
me.
whatever reason, I was. Yeah, I know. I know, but yeah. I mean, Tennessee, the Vols had 3 receivers over 700 yards, and they were one of the most elite offenses in the nation this past year. So, I would definitely take Cam Ward, 3,800 yards, 30 something touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. So. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. Where I was kind of going with tonight, I've got like 2 topics that I kind of wanted to hit on first. Um, have you heard anything about what they're trying to do to my beloved college football, Hayden? I
Oh
don't
boy.
really know where I'm at with it. I'm a little on the
Were
fence.
were you talking about the expanded playoffs?
Yes, expanded playoffs.
What are they saying? What are they saying? Because
All right.
what was it last year? Tell me what it was last year. Because I'm always
So
it used to be then
it's a 12-team playoff right now. So it's a
12 team.
12-team
Okay.
playoff.
All right.
The committee will seed 1 through 12. There's a couple automatic bids. There's a couple automatic bids for the Power Four. So you win your conference in the Power Four, which is SEC, Big Ten, ACC, and is the Big 12 still considered? Yeah, Big 12. So those four. If you win your conference, you get that first round bye. Then you go from there. And then there's always like one or two group of 5 teams that made it in, which sounds amazing in theory, right? But when you look at it last year, I believe it was like JMU. And who was it last year? Oh, no, don't give me a line. It was a JMU and SMU last year that both made it in as the group of 5 last year. They got blown out. Let's see, 2025 college football playoff bracket. James Madison, so JMU, and then the other one it was Tulane, sorry. So Tulane got beat. They were a group of 5, which means a group of 5 is like all your other conferences that aren't SEC, ACC, Big 10, Big 12. So Tulane, which is a group of 5, I believe they are in the American Conference. They got beat by Ole Miss 41-10. And then if I scroll up, James Madison got beat 34-51 by Oregon. That game looked a lot closer than it was final score wise. I remember Oregon was up like 40 something to 7 at some point. So the talk now is they are trying to go, well, there's 2 thoughts. The SEC is like, hey, if we're going to expand, let's go to a 16-team playoff. The other big, if you had to guess, what's the other big conference?
Big 10.
That has a lot of power right now. Yeah, Big 10. Okay, they've won 3 national championships in a row. They have a lot of pull. They've gotten the ACC and the Big 12 in line with expanding to a 24-team playoff. 24-team playoff.
That's too bad.
Which, if you've already got two games last year that were group of 5 teams up against Power 4 teams that were blowouts, that were not fun to watch. I mean, I didn't watch the Tulane Ole Miss game because it wasn't even a game. I watched the Oregon and James Madison game, and I kept watching it just because Oregon was just clearly the better team, and it was honestly entertaining because it was like watching a high school team play a middle school team, and just like the hits and the speed. It was kind of wild to watch. But you're telling me that you want to go from that, where you had 2 games that didn't mean anything, to a 24 team, which if we pull up power rankings, okay, from this past season, outside of the 12, so you had your top 12, who was Indiana, Oregon, Miami, Ohio State, Georgia, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Alabama, BYU. These are your power rankings, just pure power rankings. Texas Tech, Oklahoma. All of those were playoff teams, okay? Once you start getting into the 25s, you have the Washington Huskies, which that's a brand name, but their season, no. Houston, Virginia, Tulane, James Madison. You've got a lot of brand names in here, but then you also throw in teams like Navy. Iowa would have made it. Go Hawkeyes, right? Mm-hmm. Utah, Vanderbilt would have made it.
I'm for it.
Okay, if you're for
Put me
it,
in, coach.
Okay, listen. The things that I have, the reason why I think I've got a couple things here. Okay, so the Big 10 is already for a 24-team playoff. They've met about it. They've got the ACC. They've got the Big 12 on board. The Big 10 is ridiculously top heavy. Okay, like you know this as a Big 10. You know this as a Big 10 fan, right? I'm not just an SEC fan saying that the Big 10 is top heavy. It's top heavy. Tell me the ranked team. Tell
Uh,
me the three. Tell me the couple teams that are good every single year.
besides Iowa, Ohio State,
Uh huh.
uh, uh, usually Michigan.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Um, hold on, brain,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
brain.
Yeah, you're having to think about it.
Well, because you called me a Big Ten fan, and I'm only kind of a Big Ten fan. Okay, I mean I could list them. I mean, but
When
like
I'm saying when I
not like Nebraska is not consistently top.
no,
So
no,
yeah,
they could have a good like 8-4 year, 9-win season, whatever,
yeah.
and that happens. And I'm not saying that the SEC is like that either, because you see, I mean, I'm looking at it right now. Georgia, elite. Ole Miss has been elite for years. Texas A&M can be elite. They were in the playoff. Alabama, obviously, is Alabama. Texas, they've been elite. That's 5 teams right now. Oklahoma, also in the playoff last year. You even have teams like Vanderbilt that is becoming. I got a lot of opinions about them just because I'm a Tennessee fan. Uh, I don't. Quick side note, just to get off my conversation really fast. Vanderbilt's going to have a really hard time, I think, reciprocating what they did last year, because they did the Indiana Hoosiers thing where they were like, okay, let's get all of these guys that are 23, 24 years old that have played 5 or 6 years in the college football on one team. They did it. They didn't replenish that. They've also got a freshman quarterback who is a 5-star who I can't say anything because I'm excited about our 5-star. Their 5-star and our 5-star quarterback were 1 and 2 consensus top quarterbacks in the nation. So I can't really say anything about that. But I think they're going to have a hard time replicating that. But as I'm moving down, Tennessee just was out of the play, was in the playoff 2 years ago. LSU had a down season last year, but historically they're always a tough out, right? You've got uh, Missouri, who has been a solid 9 to 10 win season. You're doing this in the SEC against teams like this every single week that are 9-10 win teams, even if they're not playoff teams. They're 9-10 win teams every single year. With this playoff, you're going to start to have teams that are sneaking in, that are not playing the same game as your Indianas of the world, your Oregons, your Tennessees, your Floridas, your Alabamas, hell, even your Texas Techs. You're going to have a lot of group of 5 teams. If I go through the power rankings from last year, let's click on Tulane. They were in the playoff last year. Their schedule for 2025. So you have it in your head. Just again, name me off a couple of Iowa's opponents. They don't even have to be ranked. Just name brand alone that you can think of from the Big Ten.
Michigan State. Uh, oh, I could have said Oregon earlier.
Yeah,
Um, uh, 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 Penn State. Yeah.
Penn State. Yeah, you've got
Um,
USC, right?
yeah.
UCLA now. Michigan, Ohio State, all of those teams, right? That are your Iowa's having to go up against some name brand, historically good, even if they're not necessarily great. You're still getting the elite players. You're still getting kids that are just on a completely different level of college football than obviously kind of your mid-tier teams. When you look at a team like Tulane, and this is, you can only do what you can do as a group of 5 team, but this is where I have a problem. You start getting teams that are taking a playoff spot, that are playing an entire schedule. Northwestern, which is a Big Ten team, but a god awful, worse than Vanderbilt, historically Big Ten team. South Alabama, Duke, Tulsa, East Carolina, Army, UTSA, Memphis, Florida Atlantic, Temple, Charlotte, and North Texas. You're telling me that you're going to put a team that's been playing that all single year up against your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Ohio States, your Texas, your Michigans, your Indianas now, and expect that that's going to be a good product. It's not.
I
What are we doing, Hayden?
I see what you're saying. I think that the main argument against a 24 team playoff is 24 teams just too much.
It's too much. you've got, and then on
They
top of
could
that, you're
all be Alabama. They could all be Alabama, and it's too much.
it's too much.
Yeah.
You've got a what, a 12 game season. Um, you got a 12 game season or a 13 game season. Then plus you're going to add 10 more games onto that. So we're talking about playing upwards of 20 something games. The longevity. How are you going to field a team in the fifth round of the playoffs in week
I,
17?
I
I
would
know the
assume, I would assume they
NFL
get rid
does
of
it.
games. They would get rid of games.
They
Regular
have to get
season
rid of
games.
they. So it wouldn't be regular season. What I've seen proposed is you're getting rid. If they go to a 2014 playoff, you're getting rid of your conference championship games. So you're not going to have an SEC championship game. You're not going to have a Big Ten championship game, which just feels fundamentally wrong for college football. It just is fundamentally wrong. Your conference is what you are trying to win first. You take that away, what are we actually doing?
I'm
What are we doing?
still of the
It's
opinion that we need to just get rid of the NCAA in general. Um, and
Yeah, but I don't.
for a
It's
while
but
I feel
it's
like it
not
was
even.
going that way,
It's
but
not
now it's
even
not.
driven by the NCAA. It's not even driven by the NCAA. It's the. I mean, I'm sure they have got a hand in it, but what's happening now is it's now turning into not only the NCAA making decisions, but TV executives making decisions, business people making decisions.
Hmm.
Um, and I mean, I just don't get it.
This is what I
It,
don't
it
want to
just
see.
doesn't.
This is what I don't want to see. I don't want to see the SEC tournament 2.0 or the Big Ten tournament 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just more of the same.
yeah, like
So
how
so
many
what? So you
SEC
don't.
teams went to the playoffs last year?
Oh Jesus. Let's see.
Was it half? Was it four or
It
five?
was it was like five, I believe. So you had Alabama, Oklahoma. That's one, two. You had three, four, five, I believe.
So then it's
Yeah.
just the SEC versus versus.
Well, and that's
You might as
that's
well just
that's
take the SEC championship and the Big Ten championship and just have them go against each other.
well, that's been another argument. Actually, that has been an actual argument in recent, like in recent, within the past 1 or 2 years of what is keeping the Big Ten and the SEC from basically creating two mega conferences, which they're already kind of doing in a
Like
way, but
AFC versus NFC. Yeah.
taking the rest of college football, um, like your Miami's, taking them away from the ACC, like your Miami's, your Florida States, those people, your Clemson's, taking them out of that, moving them into the SEC, having your, I guess what they would call Power Two national championship, and your group of however many other conferences there are at that point, your national championship. So then you almost are splitting divisions up again. So right now you have FBS, and then you have FCS, or you have, which is obviously like here locally, like Austin P, or
Hmm.
something like that. Um, you're just, again, you're just splitting up football more, which just doesn't. I don't know. It just, maybe it's just a little bit of not really wanting to see like what you love, and like you feel like you're uh I don't know, just what you're accustomed to go away. It just seems idiotic to me, to kind of go away from what college football is now. It just doesn't align very well, to me, to take conference championships away, add so many more weeks to the college football season, because then you got to start thinking about longevity of your players. Um, some people will make the argument that college football has the better facilities, has the better treatment than the NFL, and I think there's truth in that. But at the same time, you're taking 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that they're not actually fully developed yet, like an NFL player is, and say, hey, we're throwing you out there for 20 weeks. Go for it. Like, stay
Yeah.
healthy. You'll be good
It
by the time. So then that feels like, are you then going to start seeing people sit out of like regular season games. Then you're killing your fan base at that point.
Yeah, I think that would happen. I think 24 is just it's just too much because there's no sport in the world where
Yeah,
24 teams are in a championship except for
yeah.
like March Madness, which basketball's totally different.
And I mean, they're even thinking about expanding that.
Don't do
They talked
that.
about expanding that from 60,
4,
64,
64 to 128, double
64
it.
teams. No, to 64 to I think 70 something. So they would add like 10 more teams, which in the grand scheme isn't like crazy. But it's just why mess? It's already so many teams. Let's
Yeah.
just I don't know. I mean it all comes down to money. It all comes down to what the TV executives can make. It all comes down to advertisement dollars. It all comes so it's just I don't know. But I just feel like at that point you're going to start to lose. You're already losing again. Like I think I said this weeks ago. NIL has turned fans off. For the college football fan, I don't think it has been as detrimental. I think you're seeing more parity in college football because of the NIL. Where I think it's been detrimental is basketball. I'm a big college basketball fan as well, and it is. There was a point this offseason where, like, I honestly had to like kind of sit back and be like, "Am I going to care? Like, am I going to invest emotionally in this with the current state?" Because you're seeing teams where, like, Tennessee, for example, you had everybody but three players, and the three players that stayed necessarily didn't play a whole lot last year. Everybody else moved on, and they were not the only team. That was kind of the standard for this offseason in college basketball. You had everybody move at one time. Um, and at that point, it's just hurting fans. It's just hurting being able to like find a player that you love, track them, watch them, get attached to them. It's just a hard, it's a hard place for the sport to be. I think
Yeah.
for sure. But yeah, I wouldn't mind a 16. That's what Greg Sankey is trying to go for. He is the commissioner for the SEC. He's saying, hey, let's if we're going to expand this thing, let's just expand it to 16. That adds four more teams in right now. I think, and it keeps conference championships intact. It gives I think kind of each side of the argument, right, that we just talked about. It's like you're giving more leeway for other teams to make it.
Yeah.
You're also giving more money and more advertising to what is basically running your sport, which is media. And then you're still keeping the fan engagement relatively high because you're still going to have best on best playing. You're still going to have your conference championships to where it still feels like your college football that you've grown up with and loved. I saw a great quote. I don't know who the coach is. I would have to pull up his name. It's the MTSU coach. Obviously, he has no skin in the game. MTSU is not making a national championship game at all. Um, Even if they went 13-0, they just wouldn't have the resume to do it. But he said, when you run a 2014 playoff, you have the best on best goes away. Then you become who can just survive the longest. Do you really want to watch an 8-4 team that has just been able to survive the longest play in the national championship game
Maybe.
against maybe a tenant? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
Maybe.
I
I don't
think
know.
now I think there. Yeah, I think. I mean, you have a point. There is
Yeah.
that Cinderella aspect to it.
You cannot get rid of the Cinderella. Like it's so rare to happen where a 16 seed, beats a 1 seed, but if you have the possibility, it will eventually happen.
It will happen, but
Yeah.
I think it would be so watered down because it's not like basketball. Like it's not like where one guy can just kind of take over it and
Right.
a 16 seed upsets a 1 seed. I just think football is fundamentally different. When it happens, like back when Appalachian State beat Michigan back in the day, crazy, right?
Hmm.
If that happened in a playoff, that would be probably the best thing that can happen for the playoff committee. I
Right.
just don't think it would be that viable to
But yeah,
happen
you can't put
consistently.
you can't put 10 app states in the playoffs in hopes that it happens.
Yeah,
because then
no,
it's just
no.
like
You can't. You
you're just
can't
gonna
force feed.
watch getting stomped,
Yeah,
over and
you
over
can't
again.
watch. You can't force feed Cinderellas and hoping for a
Yeah,
Cinderella.
yeah.
You cannot do that.
It's got
I
to
think
be
that's
it's
where
got to
the
be
mistake.
natural. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was just a kind of a rant that I wanted to personally get to because I don't know. I saw that earlier and I'm just like, oh god, I hope it doesn't happen. But
Um.
last thing I know I
Yep.
want to hit on. What you got? You got one more thing?
Well, I got a game, and I also have. If we got to do what we talked about for next week.
Oh, you talking about us physically doing something?
Yes.
I mentioned that, and now I'm like, I kind of don't want to do it anymore. So here, we'll let you guys know.
Yeah,
So
vote in the comments or
I
something.
I
I don't
don't
know.
I don't know what it was. I don't know. I think if we did it, I think I'd only want to do one. I don't think I would. I just think I want to know. I don't want to know how fast I could run. But basically, the other week, I don't know why I said it, but I just texted Hayden randomly the other day. I was like, I think we should do like a combine and like record it and like play it on the podcast or play it on the show. But honestly, I just want to run a 40.
Well, so I
I
was
want to
looking
run a
up
40.
I was looking up the test, and I don't think we could do the bench press and the vertical jump just because we need
No,
equipment
I
for
don't.
that
We don't.
stuff.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so the things that I was like we could maybe do is the 40-yard dash, the broad jump, a 20-yard shuttle, and a 60-yard shuttle.
Brother. I like to think that I keep myself in really good shape for a 32-year-old, but also
Uh,
I'm like, high risk, zero reward.
the reward
Like,
the reward is that you're gonna see me beat you at all of these.
oh, there is no chance. No chance. Respectfully,
I
there's
used to be fast
zero chance.
I used to be fast AF, boy.
Bro, I was too, and I still feel like I got it. I still feel like I've got it a little bit. I still feel like I got it.
Well, you best put your money where your mouth is.
Look, all right.
Because if you
maybe
don't
we'll
do it,
I
I
don't know.
automatically win.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it. I don't know. All right, last thing I want to talk about. You can't see my screen, so
You can share
I
it. I
don't
can see
know.
it.
Oh yeah, you want me to? Here we
Sure.
go. All right. So last thing, you know. Well, one, I just love games, right? But two, I'm a big sports gamer. Where are you at right now with your where are you at right now with your like love for sports games? Because I feel like you haven't played them in a while.
I yeah, I don't play sports games very much
Why?
because I like to play other games mostly.
Okay, so it's just because like other games you okay.
Yeah.
So I know we you got college football 25 with me and we had like a little short dynasty. It was great for a year and then Elijah joined it and he killed it. Because Elijah understandably can't play anytime he wants because he's also got 4 children.
Keeps having babies. Chill out, bro.
But man, I'm just so excited for college football. You probably haven't seen it because you haven't been in the college football world like I have. But man, there's so what would it take for you? What do you think? So you just like other games. What would it take for you to like get a sports game and like love it? Or is there anything that you would be like, okay, I would like regularly play a sports video game again?
Mostly Madden to be good.
Okay.
They would
Have
have
you
to
played?
focus. No, they would have to stop focusing on Ultimate Teams just so it's
Yeah.
never gonna happen.
I truly think that. So I played the most recent one, 26. 26 was solid. It was the first time that I had fun with a Madden video game, probably since like Madden 17 or 18 or 19, somewhere around there. Um, Man, what it's like, I remember, what's one Madden that you remember just that you just loved? I remember for some reason was it Madden 08 that had Vince Young on the cover?
I think so. Yeah.
That was the game. I thought about this earlier. That was when I got that game. We I was obviously what probably getting out of middle school, going into high school in Madden '08, and or maybe no, because they usually come out. So I
They
was
come
probably
out the
going
year
into
before,
eighth
so it's
grade.
2007.
Yeah, yeah. So I was going into eighth grade. Um, I got that game, and I vividly remember we had in our old house that I grew up in. We had a bonus room that like went up the stairs. My dad had one of those. You might know what I'm talking about when I say this. My dad had one of those massive TVs where the entire thing was massive. Like it
Mm-hmm.
was a big screen, but the base was also like huge. Like it was probably a 70 something, 80 something inch screen, but then the whole TV like took up probably like I don't know, a good 6 by like 8 radius on the floor, right? Because you set it on the floor, and it was probably almost as wide as this room is, honestly. Um, and I remember booting that game up because the water physics, the I put it on a rain game, and I was running around with Vince Young, and I remember the water like pooling up on the field, and I thought that was the coolest freaking thing ever.
Yeah.
Thought it was the
I
coolest thing ever.
I played that one. I can't remember it as much. I remember I really enjoyed Madden 16 because that was the year
Yeah.
of Odell Beckham, and so
Mm-hmm.
they they wanted to recreate that moment as much as they could, and so
So
they
it's
really let you
constant one
fling
hand.
that ball downfield. I remember just bombs over Baghdad's like every
Yeah.
single game. I was like, oh, there's only one safety out there. This is a bomb, boom, and,
Yeah.
and that's like that was so much fun. And I get why I get why, but doesn't mean I
Why what?
like it. Why you can't do that all the time
Oh,
like you
yeah, yeah,
could in
yeah.
that game.
You could
Um,
look. You could just run the touchdown play for college football 25.
I hate that shit. I hate that you can just click a play and it just works every time, which is why I'd never play
But
online
to
because
be
people have
fair,
cheesed it and they figured it out.
to be
And I know you're going to
to
say
be,
that, yes, Tennessee did run that play. They spammed that play. I
and
know.
it
Doesn't
worked
mean I have to
every
like
time.
it. But it
It
did.
worked
But
every
it was
time.
because they were incompetent, not because the guy just goes, duh, I
Uh,
guess they're going to cover the other guy.
it in its defense, that play worked IRL every time Tennessee ran it in 2022. But I say all this to say, like I'm incredibly excited because obviously, like now I have a PC. Um, College Football 27 is coming out, and I just found out today. So there's a couple accounts. There's Mutt Leaks, which is Madden Ultimate Team, but
Yay. Sorry.
his account basically turned into, I guess he's some sort of insider somehow,
Yeah.
but his account turned into a very, very reputable, like basically leak account. He has literally been like 100% on every college football and every Madden leak for the past like 2 to 3 years now. Like he has not been wrong. And he leaked out today that college football 27 has been, they found code, I guess. Somebody found code somewhere where it was code for a PC and code for a Steam store link. So they were like, college football 27 Steam store, blah 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 blah. It's pretty much confirmed at this point. There has been like a college football community. I think I've shared my screen with you now.
Mm-hmm.
They have like been pushing, so they've kind of like gotten to the point where gameplay wise, or like the game is in a good spot gameplay wise. Obviously, we want to see some tweaks. Now it's more of like, hey, EA, stop being lazy and give us like what we actually see. You always say like realism, and what you see on Sundays is what we try to portray in the game. And obviously, Madden has had modding abilities now for a couple years because it's been on PC. So you're not really seeing like a Madden community get up in arms about realism on Sundays because they just haven't modded anyways into their games. This probably isn't something that like you're super interested in, but just as a pure like sports gamer and like the immersion behind it all, I've been so um, tuned into this guy right here. He is like a graphic designer, and obviously he's had to use AI some, which I'm like, because it's easy to AI something and be like, EA, do this.
Yeah.
Obviously, like AI, EA just can't replicate everything that AI does. But this guy is also a graphic designer, and he's been like, hey, here's some like a realistic. We're just asking for some likeness stuff and some like graphical things, player likeness, what they actually wear, how they wear it, like. And I just think it's gonna change the game. And now that it's pretty much been confirmed that they have PC, it's gonna. I'm so excited. Just simply, this might not look like much, but this picture to me, brother, the helmet. The helmet actually fits like a freaking football helmet for once. This guy has put together just all of these things. So because this is what the game looks like now.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the real helmet looks like, right? So it's just like, please, just give us what we want. Give us a helmet that looks real. Give us players that look real. Give us some logos on the things like they actually got them. This is the thing I'm super excited about with mods. An eras mode, man. Eras. How cool is that? You're just seeing me nerd out.
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
being able to play
like,
as Reggie Bush,
you're showing me your drawing that you made. I'm like, oh, that's nice, dear.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I don't know. There's just something I was like, I don't know. I think as a sports gamer, I think a lot of people that probably listen to sports shows and podcasts probably also play college football and Madden. And just like having the game look actually real to life like they claim it will be just a massive improvement.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just me kind of being like, I want to nerd out for a second and look at this. I'm so excited about this. Just because simply they said it was coming to PC. So that's something I'm excited about, just a little personally.
Yeah. I think like for sport games, close this. There we go.
They just gotta start to do something different, man.
Yeah.
It's just
as long as it just has to be fun. It like the biggest thing, it has to be fun. And like for me, Madden just it wasn't fun. Oh my god, it was so frustrating. I hated playing it. I like actively was getting angry.
Dude, I loved the days when we lived together and we would all play Madden, and just watch you rage, dude, over Madden was so fun.
Because it wasn't always like that. It used to be fun. Madden 16 was fun.
Yeah.
I had fun with that. All right. I've got a game for you, Braden.
Oh, okay.
Are you ready to play?
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'm ready to play.
Let's play a game. Are you ready to play, Braden? Come on down. Braden, today you are building an NFL team. Okay?
Okay.
You have $15. Okay? $15. Now I'm going to give you a position, and I'm going to give you some players that you can choose from. But you don't know what the next one's going to be. It'll be easy once you start playing. Just start playing.
So is this very similar to like the deal or no deal, kind of the same concept?
A little bit. But you have a budget of $15. Okay, you just got to remember.
I got $15.
I'm
just gonna write it down on my pad.
$15. Okay, so for your wide receiver, you can have for $5 Jackson Smith and Jigba, for $4 DK Metcalf, for $3 Rome Odunze, $2 for Calvin Ridley, or $1 for Darnell Mooney.
Who was Metcalf was the $4 receiver?
$4, yep.
Who was the $3 receiver?
Rome Odunze.
All right. Let me get Rome Odunze.
Rome Odunze for $3. Okay, so you have $12 moving forward.
Yep.
Now we're gonna pick your tight end.
Okay.
For $5, you have Trey McBride. For $4, you have Brock Bowers. $3, Travis Kelce. $2, Darnell Washington. $1, Daniel Bellinger.
Let me get Bowers for $4.
Bowers for $4. That puts you at $7 spent. With Next,
$8 left.
you got $8, which means for running back, you have for $5 Jahmyr Gibbs, for $4 Jeremiah Love, for $3 Alvin Kamara, $2 James Conner, $1 Tony Pollard.
Give me TP.
TP for $1. Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! What a so you have.
You know what?
You've got all you can. What do you got left? So that's one.
$7, dude.
You got $7.
I got $7.
You're gonna have money left over, no matter what, because your quarterbacks are for $5 Josh Allen, for $4 Lamar Jackson, for $3 Baker Mayfield, for $2 Cam Ward, and for $1 Geno Smith.
Brother, just give me Josh Allen.
Get Josh Allen for $5. So your team is Josh Allen, Tony Pollard, Brock Bowers, and Roma Dunze. How are you feeling about your team?
Man, what am I going to do with those $2?
I know, you got $2 left over. You could,
I could do anything.
you could buy a Snickers.
You made it too easy.
I thought you were going to go crazy at running back, but you went with the dollar for Tony Pollard.
You know, I think because I honestly, this is, again, not me devaluing. Can you turn that music down just a little bit?
I don't know if does it go down on your end?
No, it's just loud as heck on my end.
That's interesting. I have it turned down, so it must be loud.
Oh, nice.
I'll turn it off.
All right. I think because
interesting.
I just think you go kind of industry standard at running back. If Pollard's going to give me 1,000 yards, it's kind of just what I need at running back. You know.
Okay. Can't argue with that.
Yeah, which if I only knew, I didn't know I was just building wide receiver, tight end, running back, quarterback, I probably would have redone my wide receiver pick. I would have went JSN 100%. I would have JSN. I would have leveled myself out at $0 in JSN.
So you would have gotten $5 JSN and then $2 like Cam Ward?
No, because I have $2 left over.
That's right. So you would have gone. I see. You would have not.
I would have just had
$0. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well then, that was a game. Live music.
It's not as loud this time.
Really?
Oh, there it goes. There it goes.
Once it kicks in.
It's when that. Yeah. The very first part of that music kind of reminds me of like Crash Bandicoot.
It's very game-like, that's for sure. It's interesting that it doesn't turn that down. I'll have to mess with that later.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else for us? As you just
no, man. I think that's a wrap for the week.
I think so. I did want to end on one final thing. Today we had some pretty bad news that Kyle Busch, NASCAR, I call him a legend. He was always kind of he was kind of like a heel, you know, in the NASCAR world. He passed away today. We don't really know the details. He was in the hospital for being sick. That's all we really know.
Yeah.
He was 41 years old. Yeah, and so I just kind of wanted to, say that. We were big into NASCAR back in the day, and yeah.
It's interesting. Obviously, like Phil Ford's family, and obviously it's like a shock to probably lose your husband and your dad at only 41 years old, and it sucks. And it was crazy because I saw, I guess 2 weeks ago at Watkins Glen, he immediately got on the radio post race, like they were, I guess, driving back to the pit lane, and he asked for a doctor.
Kyle Busch did?
So I don't know. Yeah. And the announcers kind of said, oh, yeah, it's, it must be kind of hard to race with that stuffy head. And it made me kind of think about Coach Mack as well, Dave McGinnis from the Titans. If you don't know, we lost Coach Mack, about 3 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
From like I would imagine he was kept it pretty public, but I remember when he first got sick, it started out as the flu, so I'm assuming from complications from the flu. Um, so you just kind of wonder if this is maybe the same thing. It's super unfortunate, and
Yeah.
obviously, like Kyle Busch or not, as a NASCAR driver, it's always terrible to lose somebody, one that
Hmm.
soon, and kind of like a public figure like that as well, that people kind of attach themselves to, because of the sport that they like. So it's unfortunate, and I really hated to kind of hear that as well.
Yep. So just from us at Thirsting Opinions, our thoughts go out to his family. We'll be saying some prayers for him and his
100%.
family. We um, yeah, we're sorry, and we appreciated
Mm,
his time here on
yeah.
Earth.
Yep.
Um,
100%.
yeah, but I think that's it. We're pretty long today. I think we probably went about an hour and 15. We streamed for an hour and a
Yeah.
half, but we had some work out some kinks again as normal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's that. So anything else, Braden?
That's it. My camera just shut off, so that's all for
there
me.
there it goes. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We will catch you on the next one. Loud outro.